There's a quiet fear most of us carry. Not that things will go wrong, but that one day everything will fall apart at once. That a single moment, a decision, a loss, a mistake, could undo the life we've been holding together. We don't usually say it out loud, but it shapes how carefully we move. Control feels like safety, plans, routines, identities that tell us who we are. And when something threatens that control, it can feel like standing at the edge of something irreversible, like being pulled toward a point where there's no return. In space, there's a phenomenon that reflects this fear perfectly. Black holes. They're often described as violent, destructive forces, but that's not really what they are. A black hole isn't created by destruction. It's created by too much being in one place. Black holes don't hunt. They don't chase. They don't reach outward. They simply exist. And they affect only what gets too close. Most of the universe never notices them at all. This is the part we forget. Most things pass safely by. Existence alone isn't enough to be pulled in. Proximity matters. Not every intense force in life is a threat. Not everything powerful is meant to consume you. When something does cross a black hole's edge, it isn't punished. It isn't judged. It isn't erased for doing something wrong. It's changed, irreversibly, without commentary. The universe doesn't moralize collapse. We talk about points of no return as if they're everywhere. As if one wrong conversation, one missed opportunity, one year that didn't go as planned, has locked us into a permanent trajectory. But in space, even black holes have very specific boundaries. Nothing is pulled in from a distance. Nothing is doomed simply for existing nearby. The danger isn't presence. It's momentum without awareness. Most of the time, we're not being dragged anywhere. We're moving. Out of habit, out of fear, out of the belief that stopping would somehow be worse. But distance is a choice, not avoidance. Distance. The quiet decision to step back before something defines you. To let gravity exist without surrendering to it. Control tells us we have to manage everything. Agency asks something gentler, only that we notice when we're getting too close. Not every pull is destiny. Not every intensity is a signal. Sometimes it's just information. We fear being consumed in the same way, by work, by grief, by expectation, by the version of ourselves we're trying to maintain. We're afraid that if we let go, there will be nothing left. But sometimes what pulls hardest isn't trying to destroy us. It's revealing what we've been holding too tightly. Black holes help shape galaxies. They define edges. They create structure. They give form to motion. Without limits, nothing holds together. Meaning doesn't come from endless freedom. It comes from knowing where the edges are. What survives gravity isn't force. It's distance, awareness, the ability to step back. You don't have to approach everything. You don't have to test every boundary. Some things are only dangerous when we insist on standing too close. Living well doesn't mean escaping gravity. It means learning how to live with it. To recognize the forces that exist in your life without letting them decide everything for you. Pressure doesn't mean urgency. Intensity doesn't mean importance. And being pulled towards something doesn't mean you owe it your future. You're allowed to slow down before things become irreversible. You're allowed to step back before momentum turns into identity. That choice, quiet, uncelebrated, is how meaning survives. Not everything that pulls you in will destroy you. And not everything you step away from was meant to be faced. Some forces exist, not to end you, but to remind you where you are. And that is enough.